Hello, everyone. It's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to the Wasteland Talks, my weekly talk show where I talk about whatever the hell I want. And for this week, this is specifically a discussion. It's the Wasteland Discussion. And joining me for this discussion is my buddy Mike. Mike, thank you so much for coming on.
Shane, always a pleasure. Thanks for having me on. And we're going to be talking about a TV related topic, so I'm excited.
And that's why I asked Mike. Because Mike is one of the few people that I know that are, he's not like, would I call him Mike TV? Yeah, probably. But this Mike is much better than that little shit
Yeah.
from from Charlie the Chocolate Factory. But here we're gonna have a discussion on TV themes you just should not skip. And in this day and age, and you're binging shows, and it's like, do I really want to spend a minute and a half listening to like this whole intro? Or even if it's like, if it's 5 seconds, why do they even give you a skip button? But we're going to talk a little bit about what are the kinds of themes that, like, this is why you shouldn't skip it, and then we're going to give some of our favorites. But Mike, what are some reasons why you feel like you should not skip a theme for a TV show?
So there's two things that I kind of separate TV theme songs into that kind of differentiate between the two. So there's instrumental and then there's
Mhm.
like ones that's the actual theme song. So the theme song part is I need something that's catchy. I need something that I enjoy listening to. And I need something that also can give me something visually to look at as well. So there's a couple in here where the theme song is great and then they have some cool visuals with it, which for certain shows like in the 80s and like early 90s, this was a big thing with a lot of shows is that
Yeah.
they either show clips or they have a montage or they have something cool. But on the flip side, when you have something that's instrumental, it's got to be something that puts you in the right mood to watch the show, or it needs to give you elicit some type of eeriness or some type of feeling where it's like, yeah, I'm ready to actually sit down and watch this. The visual element also kind of is helpful, but I need something that's like instantly recognizable and something that is going to get me prepped and ready to go to watch a particular show.
Absolutely. And I feel like it comes down to, is the theme song itself just so catchy that you have to listen to it?
Yeah.
And some of them there are. And sometimes it's what the intro is that makes it so interesting to watch. And if they incorporate information about the show into it and actually give purpose to it, that's something interesting as well. But I will say, this is the theme song why I came up with this topic, because what my wife and I do every single New Year's Eve, is we binge watch The Golden Girls.
It's a
So thank you
great
for
theme
being a
song.
friend, Mike. Travel down the road and back again.
Mhm.
Hard is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Well, thank you. And also, Golden Girls, that theme song still slaps, and that show
Yes.
is still fantastic. Nobody should ever remake that show ever. Just leave it alone.
They were in like their 40s and 50s,
That's
which is the wildest thing.
crazy.
Acting
Oh,
like they're like, oh my god, they're such old ladies. It's basically like Desperate Housewives age.
wow. That's
Look how
what
much the
what a
80s to like now
what a time to
changes.
be alive, right?
Yeah. And but no, so I think this is a fun place to start sitcoms.
Yeah.
I think all of us have like specific sitcoms, like I couldn't help but just listen to the Parks and Rec one.
hmm
Do do do
Yeah.
do 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 do.
Yeah.
It just has that fun vibe to it.
Parks and Rec and The Office are kind of both kind of in there because both those theme songs kind of just, like they get your head moving and they get you ready to go with that. When I think TV sitcom, there's two in particular that kind of stand out that are kind of like on the older side that
Mhm.
are legacy ones. So one kind of just made kind of had a little bit of a renaissance and Only Murders in the Building, and that's the Perfect Strangers theme song. I love that theme song. It's like that show is, so 80s, but I love it. And then my favorite TV theme song of all time, and this is actually a song that I listen to very often, is the Growing Pains theme song because
Nice.
it's so good. Um, and also just if you're looking for a show or looking for a theme song to just put you in a good mood and just kind of uplift you a little bit, it's the Growing Pains theme song for sure.
I there those early 90s sitcoms,
Mhm.
like I don't think I could skip the Full House one.
No.
Everywhere you
You
look.
look everywhere. You
Here
know,
and here's the litmus test. Is it a theme song that is perfect because you put it over the end credits of Predator and it works perfectly? Because that's one of my favorite things that the internet has done, which is take the whole like all the characters smiling at the camera pictures at the end credits and with their names, which I feel like it should be an obligation that every movie should have to do the credits because I
right?
just love that a lot. It's one
Mhm.
of the reasons why I stick around for animated movies. It's so like they always show like a picture and then it's like who voiced them. Um, but like if you could put it over that part of the Predator credits and it works perfect, you have a masterful sitcom
Mhm.
theme song for sure.
So some other ones to throw out there. I'm a massive Friends fan, so that theme song
Yeah.
is great. And then also every half a season they change out the clips, and that's something for me visually. Plus, also it's not always the same part of like them dancing in the fountain for
Mhm.
each time. So I I love the Friends theme song. It just always puts me in a good mood, and I never skipped ahead
Mhm.
for that one.
I thinking about like I think another fun one is like animated shows.
Hmm.
One that I can never skip was Archer. Like that just gets you in like that cool
Hmm.
like espionage feel for sure. And there's three animated superhero shows that I could not skip.
Hmm.
Batman the animated series,
Absolutely.
because that Danny Elfman score just coming in there is amazing. X-Men,
Yep.
whether it's the 90s one or
Or the
97,
97. Yep.
it goes hard. So hard. That guitar riff and everything. And then the 90s Spider-Man, where it's like
The
Spider-Man.
man spy. Yep. Exactly.
So like those are some of the ones like animated wise that like I just can't skip for sure.
So my list of animated ones. So at the very top is The Simpsons, and because I remember. So that theme song is iconic because it's been around for longer than certain people have been alive. Shane, but that theme song also is there's so much visual candy to
Yes.
look at with that. Even the one that they redid, it's it's interesting. Even the couch gag at the end is always a lot of fun. Um,
The specifically the Treehouse of Horrors,
oh yeah, for sure.
like that one for sure.
Um, I love the South Park theme song. I
Oh
love
my god,
like going
yes,
down to South
that's
Park.
that part.
Um, I love it. It's ridiculous, but I love it.
And specifically what Kenny sang
oh
because
yeah, that's ridiculous. And anybody who's seen the show long enough knows, like,
I forget if I told you this, Mike, but I'm monetized now,
oh really? I did not know that. Good for you.
so I'm not gonna say what he says, but
Nope, nope,
you should
can't.
put on the closed captioning the next
Mm.
time you listen to the theme song of South Park. It's worth it.
I have two Nickelodeon
Okay.
shows. The first one is Doug. I love the Doug theme song. It's so
Yep.
simple. It's like do 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 do. Um, and look, it's annoying as shit, but how can you not love the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song?
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yes.
my last my last couple, um, kind of doesn't really count because there's not really like a theme song associated
Mm.
with it per se, or like, but just the opening of Avatar: The Last Airbender, where it's like earth, water, all of that is really fun.
Until
Um,
the Fire Nation attacks,
right. It
which
gets,
is the second best kind of thing to say
mhm.
to mark disaster behind. Then I took an arrow to the knee. Like that, and then the Fire Nation attacked.
Mhm.
So I do really like that as well.
So, and then these last two are from my days of being a parent. And I got to give a shout out to Sophia the First because Sophia the First has an outstanding theme song. It was between that and Doc McStuffins because both of those are outstanding. And also as a parent, you are not allowed to skip the Bluey theme song. You're just
Do, do,
not.
do, 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 do. You're not allowed to skip it if your wife loves Blue.
Ex Shane, like today, I tried skipping the Bluey theme song once, and my youngest had a meltdown. Absolute meltdown. Like, we've been watching Bluey for a long time. We still need to watch the Bluey theme song. And you know what? As a parent and as just somebody who loves television, I love the Bluey theme song. I really
It's
do.
great. It's so fantastic. Now, one that I feel like, so we talked sitcoms, we talked about animated shows. How about some of those like big dramas? And I feel like we have to go straight to HBO first.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And no matter how goddamn long it is, I cannot skip the Game of Thrones, or I guess House of the Dragon, which
Yeah,
is it's literally just the Game of Thrones theme song.
yeah.
And do Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, which and it's showing the map and
Oh,
everything.
the
It's
map
just
is
so damn
beautiful.
cool, so
Yeah.
damn cool. Ramin Djawadi with that in Westworld,
Mm.
like that piano get me every time. Those two are definitely ones that like I couldn't skip.
So the two from HBO that I have them, or the two other ones that I have from HBO on my list, The Wire. So I like the Wire theme song because it changed. They changed it up each season a little
Mm,
bit. So same song, just different style, and I really like that. Um, and the Succession theme song, just the
piano.
it just that piano just grates on me
Mm.
with just how it just made me uncomfortable.
I don't even know if you can skip it, but the Righteous Gemstones one, because it's
Mhm.
so short.
Yeah.
But like, even if I could, I wouldn't.
Hmm.
So that's the point. I would not skip the Righteous
No,
Gemstones
no, no.
one at all.
But yeah, HBO's got a solid list of, great shows that have amazing theme songs.
And one that I feel like is one of the most infectious theme songs coming from Max. It's Peacemaker.
Oh yeah,
And
Peacemaker is definitely
and
on my
just
list.
the whole dance and everything, like that's just hard to skip because it's just thoroughly entertaining from start to finish.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's another one that is ripe for multiple rewatches because you always
Mhm.
catch something else um, when you're watching the theme song for that. A couple other ones that I have on my list. Even though it's super short, I gotta give a shout out to the Lost theme song because there was always something so ominous
Yeah,
about it. It
sets the tone.
kind of gives me a video game vibe in a way.
Mhm.
So I really love the Lost theme song. Um, let's see, other ones that I have on here that were dramas. Um, I must be one of like three people out there who love the Smallville theme song. Just the Remy Zero song, like somebody save me. Yeah, that one's great. Um, Stranger Things, kind of similar to Lost.
Yep.
Just the
It's
electronic
short,
sound.
but
It's really good. Um, Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets theme song. That song is just so damn good.
creepy and eerie.
Yeah, for sure.
There's one HBO one that I have to go back to. I woke up this morning, Mike, and I got myself a gun
Oh yeah.
because the Sopranos theme song, I just drive around listening to the Sopranos theme song. So like obviously you can't skip it.
Yeah.
One that I forgot that I so like this isn't a drama, it can get dramatic, but The Fresh Prince.
Yeah. Yeah, the Fresh Prince is definitely up there.
What's Philadelphia born and
Fun
raised?
fun story. So, I reviewed for Sif Pop both season 1 and season 2 of Bel Air. And
Mhm.
I wrote my intro for both of those to the theme to the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, which uh, interesting connection there because obviously it is a genre flipped genre. Like Bel Air is not a comedy. It is
No.
just a drama through and through. But I thought it was interesting, and Robert was like, "Well, that was a choice. Okay, that's fine." So I really enjoyed the Fresh Prince one. Back in the day when Will Smith was not
Didn't
like a
slap
pariah.
people at award shows.
You know what does still slap though? That song. It's still so good. Yeah, that joke will never get old.
There
Sorry.
you go. There you go. I guess, do you have any other ones that really stick out to you?
Oh yeah, I still have a bunch here on this list. So, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Just unbreakable. It's a
Yeah.
miracle. That one's great. The Wonder Years. Um, and you know what? I'm actually gonna go out on a limb and say both of them because I really liked the reboot of The Wonder Years. And that theme song was really great, but it's not gonna touch uh the Joe Cocker
Yep.
version. It's not going to.
What would you do if I sang out
Oh,
to?
so good. So,
I
so good.
It's such a good song, and it works so perfectly for that for sure.
Um, Couple others that I have on my list. One that maybe not as well known because not a lot of people watched it, but the Pachinko sound opening sequence
Oh yeah.
is actually really good. It's
Yeah.
actually won a couple Emmys for the opening sequence, or at least it's been nominated. So wanted to give a shout out for that. Not a huge fan of the show The Big Bang Theory, but that doesn't change the fact that that Bare Naked Lady song
Yeah.
is really really good. Um, Sesame Street because it's Sesame Street. I like
Mm.
that and Mr. Rogers. Don't have to say much about either of those. The
Funny.
Muppet Show. I can't help but
That Muppet
recognize
theme.
the
My
Muppets.
my wife picked that for our parents to come out to at our reception.
Oh, well,
They
there
were
you
so
go.
con-
That's
they were so confused, but we thought it was hilarious.
the last two I have on my list. Cheers, because it's Cheers. And then my one game show that I have on this, because for the most part, game shows they're fine with the theme song, but the only game show that had a kick-ass theme song was Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego with Rockapella singing the theme
Nice,
song to that. If we were doing
nice,
commercial jingles, I would also have the Rockapella Folgers Coffee song on there because
nice.
that one slaps too. But yes, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? I still listen to it, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm a little
There you
ashamed to
go.
admit that, but that one's still good too.
Don't have shame, Mike. Live it. Own it.
Damn right.
DuckTales. I wanted to throw out. Woohoo!
Oh, that's so good.
Um, this one I absolutely love is What We Do in the Shadows.
Mhm.
Um, you're dead,
You're
you're
dead
dead.
and out of this world.
The Pokemon
Mm.
theme. Won't it be the very best? No one ever was.
Um, would you judge me if I have never seen or played anything Pokemon related? I've never played any of the games. I've never watched the TV show. I've never seen any of the movies.
That is surprising. Just based on the fact that like you grew up relatively around the 90s
Yes,
and did not own any Pokemon stuff.
that
That
was
that
that's there's a couple things just like pop culture during that time that just I didn't catch on to, and that was one of them.
another Saturday morning anime. I was just watching the Dungeon Dice Monsters arc of this show with my buddy Dave the other day, and that is the Yu-Gi-Oh
Mm,
show. It's time to do,
mm,
and I can't skip. We watched 4 episodes and we didn't skip it once.
mm,
I grew up watching that Yu-Gi-Oh anime. Oh, Cowboy Bebop.
mm.
Tank is incredible, absolutely incredible. There's just a lot of anime, to be honest, that like have such like banger songs and stuff like that. BoJack Horseman,
BoJack Horseman.
Patrick Carney from the Black Keys,
Mhm.
doing that womp, womp, and like that just like great jazz feel. Um, old school Scooby Doo, where are you? Got
I
some
I
work to do
almost
now.
I almost put the Flintstones on Flintstones and the Jetsons actually because
Yeah,
both
but
of them.
I do.
Um,
Doctor Who. I did a Dungeons and Dragons campaign where there's portals in a
oh,
dungeon. And
interesting.
every time they had to go through a portal, I put on the doom da doom doom da doom doom da doom. And they had to listen to the theme song to Doctor Who. The
Very
whole
nice.
thing. Every time. It was, and I'm not even the biggest Doctor Who fan, but I'm just like, this works perfectly.
Yeah,
Bob's Burgers,
Bob's Burgers is
because you
definitely up
got to
there.
see what stores next door
Yep,
and
exactly.
what the exterminator man looks like, because it's just perfect. And then Disney Plus, Ludwig Göransson, and the
Oh,
Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett.
yeah.
Just, and then the like that like strong style
Yeah, exactly.
Boba Fett theme song, which is better than the show, but I still really like the show. So unlike a lot of people, apparently. And then I'll just throw in a quick Samurai Jack
Mm.
is one. And also, I don't know if I didn't skip it all the time, but Firefly. I like the Firefly theme song. But yeah,
The Firefly theme song also gives me a little bit of Sons of Anarchy theme song vibes as well. Just
interesting.
um, that one's an interesting one. And I guess one last one that I forgot, early 90s show, um, but the theme song was always really great. Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell's theme song
That's Saved by the Bell theme song is fantastic.
was
And
always really good.
I felt like Don Corleone looking at Sonny's corpse. Anytime I had to listen to the theme song to the new Saved by the Bell, it's like, what did they do to my boy? Because like I'm just like, what did you do, Sicker my child? It's like it's
Oh,
the same song, but I'm like, it's not
it
the
is not the
same,
same.
same song.
What did you do? I mean, that is one thing that I do give House of the Dragon a little bit of credit for is that, yeah, just
They were just like, you're getting the same
we're
theme song. Don't worry
we
about it.
we can't. I'm sorry, guys, we can't do any better than this.
No,
So we're just going to replicate. some of the mapping of this, and it's like, nope, can't
Same
even do
thing.
that right. So we'll just do the tapestries from now on, but you're getting the same theme song, and that's about it.
Yep. And one last thing, Peaky Blinders, Red Right Hand,
Yeah.
just so good.
Mhm.
Oh, there's so many of them. How much time do we spend listening to the theme songs of TV shows
Probably a
without
lot.
skipping them? Apparently a
Probably a
lot.
lot. Yeah.
But the important thing is, all of you out there, what are some of the ones that you just cannot skip when you're watching a show? I do have a tendency to skip over them to save time. Like, I was watching 1923 this morning, straight to skip. Um,
Well, that's fair. I can't blame you for that one.
but you know what? Some of them you just can't.
Yeah.
And whether it's nostalgia or it just really adds value to the experience, or it's just such a darn good song, you got to appreciate a good theme song. And great shows have great theme songs.
Mhm.
I think there's probably very few exceptions.
Yep.
But Mike, thank you so much for coming on and talking some TV themes with me.
Always a pleasure, Shane. Thanks for having me on. And this is always a fun topic, because I guarantee you we forgot one where everyone is like, why didn't you mention that? And I guess this is where he mentioned, hey, Gilligan's Island, Brady Bunch, they all have boppers of themes, so just
Yep.
back off, leave us alone. We're
Uh,
bound to miss a couple of them. It's all
it
good.
went on a 3 hour tour, a
A
3 hour tour.
3 hour tour. Exactly.
Oh, now I got to think about all the TV land. Oh, Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh yeah, all of those are great.
Brew that is boiling brew.
If you just encompass all of those and just say, hey, if it showed up on TV Land or Nick at Night, it all counts.
It all counts. Even the Weird Al Beverly Hillbillies. I'll take that too. But thank all of you out there for always tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.